Oh no, she's a crack star. She can run away when it gets hot. She can do the bang, she can get scar. Ooh, 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 ooh. Cause it's spooky time. Over. YouTubers that became murderers. I'm gonna play it and I gotta use the restroom real quick. Just y'all pay attention though, so let me know if I miss anything.
9-year-old American scientist who was working as a professor of molecular biology in Dresden, Germany. A big part of her job at this institute was to travel around the world and hold conferences on the latest developments in her field. In July of 2019, she traveled to the scenic Greek island of Crete for one of these conferences, not knowing that this was going to be her last, and that the person responsible for her end would be caught because of his videos on YouTube. The incident happened on July 2nd. When, after a conference, Suzanne spent time with her peers and played the public piano in the venue's lobby before saying her goodbyes and heading out to her hotel in the afternoon. Sadly, this was the last time anyone saw Suzanne alive. Her coworkers noticed her absence when she didn't show up for the second conference scheduled for 6 p.m. that evening. It wasn't like her to skip events out of the blue. Something wasn't right. A fact that became increasingly clear when over 24 hours passed without anyone hearing from her. So on July 3rd, her colleagues called the police to check on her.
I'm rewinding the whole video now. No, I'm playing. I heard it.
Hoping she was simply sick or something similar. However, when officers arrived at her hotel room, no one answered the door. They acquired a spare key from the hotel management and went inside, only to find the room completely empty and undisturbed. All of Suzanne's belongings were also still in the room.
So she was the YouTuber then? She was the YouTuber?
Only things missing.
Face cam. Oh, she wasn't?
Were her running shoes and a set of exercise clothes. Those who knew her
oh, she's the victim of the YouTuber. Okay, yo, Core with the 5, thank you.
Immediately understood what this meant. You see, in addition to her academic prowess and piano expertise, Suzanne was also an athlete at heart. She was a double black belt in Taekwondo, and despite her age, loved going on a run every day. Knowing this helped investigators narrow down what might have happened to her. Put simply, she likely went on a run soon after returning to her hotel on July 2nd, and something went wrong after that. She wasn't super familiar with the area, and to make matters worse, the weather was uncomfortably hot that afternoon. There was a strong possibility she collapsed from the heat or something else along those lines. After putting this together, the Crete police immediately dispatched a search and rescue team in the area surrounding her
R.I.P. chat.
Hotel and around popular running trails. Her family even traveled to Crete and put a €50,000 reward for anyone who could help find Suzanne.
This guy's voice is so annoying. You must have an issue because this is one of the least annoying voices you could ever have in your life. I don't know what you're on about. How could you possibly find his voice annoying? That makes no sense.
Fortunately, Suzanne was nowhere to be found. That is until 5 days later, on July 8th, when 2 young men were exploring one of the abandoned World War II Nazi bunkers scattered across Crete. Around 200 meters in, one of them noticed a piece of burlap covering something on the ground. They picked it up from one end to see what was underneath, and what they found was the aftermath of one of the most horrific crimes in Crete's recent history. The burlap was covering the bloody remains of Suzanne Eaton. A later autopsy report discovered that Suzanne had several broken ribs, multiple fractures throughout her body, a missing ear, and much more.
What?
Whatever happened to her certainly was not an accident. The investigators began searching for clues, and fortunately it didn't take long for them to make their first major breakthrough. A set of car tire tracks leading up to the entrance of the bunker. Analyzing these—
Cooked! Idiot! How stupid can you be? You commit a murder and you leave tire tracks in the dust. You're cooked.
Tracks allowed investigators to find the car responsible for transporting Suzanne's remains to that bunker.
Appreciate you, Afton. Was good,
It belonged to 27-year-old Yanis Paraskakis, a local sheep farmer. But when questioned, Yanis feigned ignorance and claimed that him driving through that area on that day was nothing more than a coincidence. He went as far as to say that he didn't even know about the existence of that bunker, a lie that would eventually lead to his arrest. You see, Yanis had a dream to become a successful YouTuber. He started a channel with his own name in 2012.
Okay, so who are we classifying as YouTubers here? Because, come on, cuh.
and began posting videos. However, if you go to his channel today, all you'll find are 3 videos of him performing an ancient Chinese martial art and meditation technique called Qigong. That's because a couple days before Suzanne's body was discovered, Giannis deleted every other video on his channel. And once authorities recovered some of these deleted videos, it became clear why. You see, most of these deleted videos involved Giannis exploring abandoned World War II bunkers, including the one where Suzanne's remains were discovered. This contradiction gave the authorities the go-ahead to formally arrest him on July 15. It also allowed them to investigate him further, and the evidence they discovered was overwhelming. As it turned out, the land where this bunker was located was owned by Giannis's family. Investigators also found traces of Suzanne's blood in his car's trunk. When confronted with this evidence, Giannis cracked and told the whole story. According to him, he saw...
Chad, hypothetically, if you were to kill somebody, do you think you could get away with it and never be found? What are the odds that you think you could kill somebody and get away with it? I'm talking about like excluding your own guilt. No, imagine there was no guilt involved and you never like confessed. Do you think you could kill somebody and get away with it and they'd never be found again? Wait, what did you just say? A bag of lime for the bones and some acid. We're getting you investigated. Yo, Irish Diabol, you're getting investigated, bud. There's 100% murderers in here. There's at least one murderer watching right now. Whether not, maybe not a murderer, but there's a killer in here right now. Maybe you had to kill somebody in self-defense or something, but somebody in here has killed somebody before.
Suzanne running down the road and something came over him. He hit her with his car.
It's not me.
Car twice before putting her in his car, driving to the bunker and ending her life there. He later changed his story to where he was compelled to commit this crime by a demon. Unfortunately for him, the jury didn't buy this one bit and sentenced him to life in prison without the possibility of parole in 2020. Now, this should have been the end of Giannis's story, but from what I've seen, there's more to his actions than just this one crime he was convicted of. The thing is, Giannis presented his vile act as a crime of opportunity, something he did completely out of nowhere. However, there's evidence to suggest that Giannis might be a full-blown serial killer. For instance, he was apparently detained by the police twice before, once for arson and once for animal cruelty, both of which are well-known early behaviors of serial killers.
Yeah.
After his arrest, several other women also came forward, testifying that he had tried to run them over with his car as well in the past. So, Suzanne was more than likely not his first victim. However, the most solid evidence against Giannis is in one of the deleted videos he uploaded to YouTube. In it, we can see him showing some very human-looking bones scattered throughout the same bunker Suzanne was discovered in. These bones were never discovered by the authorities, suggesting they might have been removed by Giannis to...
Oh, he a serial killer for real. If the authorities went in there and they didn't see the same bones that was on that video, that means he got rid of them. If they weren't human bones, why would he need to get rid of them? He's a serial killer.
Hide evidence. But what makes this truly disturbing is what his friend says at one point in the same video. This roughly translates into, "Is this where you left that old guy?"
Oh yeah.
Insinuating that Giannis had disposed of one of his previous victims in the same bunker before. And if that is the case, one can only wonder how many other people Giannis has killed over the years.
It's not always raining.
Why did you have to make such an emotional Uber commercial,
There's
by
no
the way?
one complaining.
Buddy, ain't no way you up here making this much of an emotional commercial for Uber, bro. Y'all give people rides. Stop.
Simply Manic 6075 was a YouTube channel owned and operated by 24-year-old Samantha Wolf.
That, you know, that's illegal. That's called emotional manipulation for sales, by the way. I'm suing them for that.
She lived in the small community of Monticello, Texas, with her husband Ernest Lee Ibarra, aka Ernie, and their 5
That's like
children.
me getting on here crying, talking about, I'm so sad. You should buy some Cheeky soap using discount code CaseOh at usecheeky.com. But I'm actually like crying and like shaking and crying and stuff. and I'm holding up a box of Cheeky like, you got to get this. That's the same thing.
She usually made videos about her day-to-day life and other random topics. Her story began in 2008 when she was at the lowest point of her life. She'd recently become the single mother of a pair of twins and had no love interest in her life. That's when she met Ernie at a local tattoo shop, and the two hit it off right from the get-go, eventually building a relationship and starting a family together. In one of her videos, Samantha described the day she met Ernie as the happiest day of her life. Together, they were blessed with 3 more children, including 1 more pair of twins. Raising 5 kids was a challenge, but Ernie made it work by taking a second job in pizza delivery. So, while they had endured tough times together...
Hey, we know what happens on pizza delivery jobs.
Samantha, Ernie, and their 5 children appeared to be the perfect loving family. However, while being a stay-at-home mother was all she could do at the time, Samantha still had a dream of becoming a famous actress one day.
I've always wanted to be an actress. I think it is so much fun. I've been extras in movies. I've had small parts in like short films. It is so much fun, and it is so beautiful. It is one of the most amazing forms of art ever, to be able to express yourself that way. I think it's amazing.
So, in October 2010, she created her YouTube channel and started posting videos, hoping to become a popular YouTuber and fulfill her dream on the internet instead. And things were going surprisingly okay in the beginning. Samantha would post new videos whenever she had something new to say. And while most of her videos struggled to get past 100 views at the time, the few viewers she had were enough to keep her going. But as time passed on, her passion for making videos turned into an obsession. She started spending more of her time on making videos than her family.
Somebody in the chat just sent a highlighted message, said, "My name is Ernie."
Putting even more pressure on an already stressed out Ernie. Around 2014, she also started accusing Ernie of hurting her in her videos, hinting at just how bad their relationship was going. But then, after posting a seemingly random video in March of 2014, Samantha mysteriously vanished from the internet. Maybe she lost interest in YouTube or just wanted to focus on her family.
2014.
No one
We're
knew
talking 11
exactly
years
why
ago.
she quit so abruptly. Then, on the 20th of February 2015, viewers finally received the update they were waiting for. Unfortunately, it was far more tragic than anyone could have imagined. It started with the Texas police receiving a call from one of Samantha's aunts asking them to save her niece's life.
Cause County 911, what's your emergency? I have a home invasion. My niece is tied up. I am at the verge of untying my niece at this particular moment.
Okay, she's tied up.
She is tied up and gagged.
And gagged? Is that what
Yes,
you said?
ma'am.
Is there anybody else there?
Where are the kids? We have 5 small infants asleep.
Apparently, 3 masked men broke into their home in the middle of the night and attacked the couple while they were asleep. The intruders then tied Samantha in her bedroom and, after hitting him with a gun a few times, kidnapped Ernie. Samantha somehow managed to get her ties loose enough to call her aunt, who then contacted the police after arriving at Samantha's home herself. By the time officers arrived, Samantha's aunt had set her free from the restraints. The kids were fortunately safe as well. However, what made this
Ernie do it?
situation strange was that the intruders didn't take anything else from their home besides Ernie. And from the people who knew him personally, Ernie wasn't the type of guy to make enemies with dangerous people. Put simply, investigators sensed something fishy with the whole situation. But all that paled in comparison to the main objective, which was to save Ernie as soon as possible.
Tay-Tay with the 5.
Unfortunately, Samantha didn't know anything that could give investigators their first clue. With no other option, the officers took Samantha to the station for further questioning, hoping to extract any useful information they could from her. But what none of them expected was that Samantha would change up her story completely after entering the interrogation room.
She did it. She set that up.
Where before she didn't know anything about the assailants, now she had the name of a potential suspect, John Rebel. As Samantha's story goes, she was talking to her friend about Ernie's supposed attacks on Samantha, when suddenly a man with the pseudonym John Rebel overheard their conversation and started talking about how a man shouldn't treat a woman that way and that he was going to handle the situation. Well, as it turned out, the name John Rebel actually belonged to someone, a man named Jonathan Sanford. The police found and arrested John not long after Samantha gave out his name, right alongside his 2 accomplices, Jose Ponce and Octavius Rhymes. Surprisingly, Jonathan put up little to no resistance and immediately confessed to kidnapping Ernie. He also confirmed the worst possible outcome, that by the time the police got involved, Ernie was already dead. The 3 took him to a secluded forest and executed him with 1 shot to the back of his head. However, even after learning all this, one question remained. Why? Why would 3 men who didn't even know Ernie kidnap him from his home like that? Every answer to this question pointed back to Samantha, who kept denying any involvement. Even if the investigators ignored her suddenly remembering the perpetrator's name, there were several other suspicious aspects to her story. Like, how was she able to untie herself enough to call her aunt?
Facts.
Why didn't any of her neighbors hear the break-in?
Facts.
And why were the kids all sleeping in the same room when usually they're scattered throughout the house? It wasn't long before investigators uncovered undeniable evidence of her direct involvement.
Wow.
This included instruction messages she sent to Octavius when the officers were trying to call
She
Ernie's
wanted
phone.
to be famous, chat, so she went to a crazy length to do it, bruh. We should have known it from the start when she said she wanted to be a YouTuber.
Which he
Or an actor, or whatever.
had on him. These read, "Kill his phone, shut that down, ditch phone, move." There was no doubt about it at this point. Samantha was in colluding with her husband's killers. And as the investigation went on, the real story came out as well. Samantha had apparently become addicted to the idea of becoming a famous YouTuber, and her neglect of the kids became a constant source of fighting between the couple. But instead of
So
resolving the
Ernie
issue
was trying to get her to take care of the kids. But she wanted to be a
responsible
YouTuber
for
instead.
both, Samantha colluded with her friend's boyfriend to hatch a cartoonishly evil scheme to get rid of Ernie. They first wanted to plant hard drugs in his car and get him arrested, but later made the heartless decision that taking his life would be much easier.
That is insane.
There's also a chance that Samantha went with the murder plan because it would have brought her more attention on YouTube.
You're such a faker! I'd put you in jail, even if you didn't have nothing to do with it. I'd put you in jail for this alone. You gonna draw this on the
There's a
board,
chance
then
that
look at the
Samantha
camera
went
like
with
this
the
makes
murder
you
plan
look
because it would
innocent.
have brought her
Oh
more
my
attention
goodness,
on
you're so sad.
YouTube. She was eventually sentenced to 149 years in prison for killing
That's
her
not
own
enough. She
husband,
needed to be sentenced to 249
leaving her
years.
5 children completely orphaned in the process. Diana Lovejoy was a successful technical writer living in the town of Carlsbad, California with her husband Greg Mulvihill. However, while her corporate job paid the bills, Diana's true passion was becoming a triathlon athlete and documenting her journey on video, resulting
Relatable.
in her eventually starting her own fitness blog called Lovejoy Fitness and a YouTube channel by the name of Heavy DJ.
See, I just really, the name of this video, great video, by the way, great video. But, the name of the video is YouTubers that
Called
became
Lovejoy
murderers.
Fitness
I
and a YouTube channel.
I don't know if we're classifying this as a YouTuber, man. I'm not gonna lie.
By the name of Heavy DJ. She started this channel all the way back in 2008 and over the years used it to document various parts of her life. From meeting her parents after a long time to going scuba diving with her husband. At one point she even tried to become a cooking show host of sorts.
Doesn't that smell nice?
Unfortunately, her channel never really took off, forcing her to end. At one point, she even tried to become a cooking show host of sorts.
Doesn't that smell nice?
Unfortunately,
Yo,
her
that's
channel
kinda
never really
scary.
took off, forcing her to eventually cut her losses and move on with her life in March of 2012. Or at least that's what it looked like from the outside. In reality, Diana's reason for abandoning her YouTube channel was kind of wholesome. You see, Diana and Greg had been trying for a baby for years by this point. Tragically, Diana had suffered 8 different miscarriages and was quickly
That
losing
is
hope.
crazy.
But then in September of 2012, the two were blessed with a perfectly healthy baby boy, marking an end to their struggle. However, what should have been a moment of celebration
way.
started a downward spiral of lies and
Poor with a
betrayals,
5.
eventually culminating in an assassination attempt. Things started going downhill when just a few months after the birth of their son, Greg lost his job, leaving Diana as the sole breadwinner. The stress of the previous miscarriages, combined with the crushing weight of having to support a family in an extremely expensive city all on her own, spelled disaster for their marriage. It wasn't long before the two were constantly fighting with each other. Things escalated even further on July 9, 2014, when Greg returned home only to see a police officer waiting for him at the door. The officer explained
you
that
with the
Greg
5.
wasn't allowed to enter his own home because, as it turned out, Diana had accused him of attacking both her and their son. What followed was a nearly 2-year-long divorce mediation, during which the investigators found no evidence supporting Diana's accusations, allowing Greg to get a 50-50 custody of their son. Diana was also ordered to pay $120,000 as a part of their divorce settlement in late 2015. But before the divorce could be finalized, Greg received a phone call from an anonymous number that
Yo,
changed
Ann with the
everything.
5.
The voice on the other end claimed to be a private investigator Diana had hired recently. And according to this investigator, he already had solid proof of the attack claims Diana had made against Greg. But
Kitty. I just heard Kitty. Where's she at? Kitty. 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 Quiddy, kitty. Kitty, quiddy. Man.
for some unknown reason, he wanted to help Greg win the case, so he claimed to have left the documents taped to a power pole located on a small hiking trail near Greg's home.
What?
Greg naturally found this whole thing pretty suspicious and decided to take one of his friends with him to the pole on the night of September 4th, 2016. Sadly, despite his suspicions, he failed to grasp the true intentions of the strangely helpful private detective.
Hello, this is 911.
Yeah. My friend has just been shot.
Do you know who shot him?
There's a guy lying down like a sniper.
A sniper? Did you see him at all?
Briefly, we saw the gun, and he shot at us like 6 or 7 times.
When Greg reached the pole, a sniper opened fire on him, shooting him clean through the chest. Fortunately, the bullet missed his heart by mere inches, giving him a second chance at life. By the time the police arrived, the shooter had already fled the crime scene. But a quick survey of the area allowed the investigators to uncover a pair of towels the shooter left behind. Running a DNA test on these towels led to a man named Weldon McDavid, Diana's shooting instructor. Weldon tried to deny any involvement at first, but the evidence against him was overwhelming, as after a thorough search, investigators were able to find another set of the same towels at Diana's place as well. They had also received CCTV footage of Diana buying the burner phone Weldon later used to lure Greg into the secluded area. Most importantly, investigators also found the gun Weldon used on Greg, hidden in the rafters of his garage. By this point, it was clear that Diana was the one who wanted to get rid of Greg, likely to avoid paying the divorce settlement and keep full custody of her son. Diana and Weldon were arrested for the attempted assassination on Greg Mulvihill and tried for their crimes in November.
I knew there was something wrong about that cooking video. I knew it. I literally knew it.
2017. Both were found guilty, with Diana sentenced to 26 years to life and Weldon to a harsher 50 years to life. The only
And now she gonna act like, man, get out of here.
silver lining in this entire case is that Greg was able to make a full recovery and is now living with his son.
Well, I'm glad he's alright.
The Gunnar Runar 87 channel on YouTube seems oddly wholesome at first glance. It's owned by an Icelandic boy named Gunnar Runar Sigthorsson and contains a single 3.5-minute video of him confessing his feelings to the girl he loves. The title translates to English as My Confession to Hildur. In it, he says things like,
Hún án efa sérstakasta manneskja sem ég nokkuð tímann hitt. Ég verð svo ótrúlega glaður bara að vera nálægt henni. Það þarf ekki meira. Og þetta er ætlað þér því að ég held sig orðin ástfangin af þér.
However, this seemingly heartfelt love letter turned out to be the key to solving one of the most horrific crimes in recent Icelandic history.
No.
And it all led back to Gunnar and the troubled life he had as a child. You see, Gunnar didn't have a mother growing up, resulting in him getting extremely close with his father. However, on the night of September 20th, 1996, when Gunnar was just 9 years old, his father decided to end it all using a gun.
No.
What made this already messed up situation even worse was the fact that Gunnar was in the room with his father and witnessed everything. Unsurprisingly, this took a heavy toll on Gunnar's mental health. He withdrew from the world and refused to accept his father's death as reality. Everything seemed hopeless for Gunnar. That is until primary school, when he met a girl named Hildur and instantly became infatuated with her. He'd admired her throughout school and into adulthood, but never found the courage to make a move, fearing he'd lose his only close friend. However, things changed in 2009 when Hilder got engaged to a man named Hannes. This gave Gunnar the push to do something about his feelings. But given his shy personality, he still couldn't confront Hilder directly. So, in March of 2009, he created a YouTube channel and uploaded his confession on there. Hilder never reciprocated his feelings.
Do you think all the views came from this, like after he did whatever he did? It had to. Like all of the views, like they figured out what his channel was?
And uploaded his confession on there. Hilder never reciprocated his feelings, but the two remained friends. Even Hannes, Hilder's now husband, didn't seem to mind Gunnar's company, something he likely regretted deeply just a year later. It all went down on the 14th of August 2010. Hilder was invited to a party that Gunnar was attending as well, but things got a bit out of hand and Hilder ended up drinking too much and passing out. Given their closeness, the task of getting her home safely was handed to Gunnar. But instead of dropping her off at Hannes' house like he should have, Gunnar took her to his own home. By the time Hilder woke up, it was already morning. She was understandably furious with Gunnar and immediately called one of her friends to drive her home. But nothing could have prepared Hilder for the horrific scene she witnessed on the other side of her front door.
Oh my goodness, he killed her husband, didn't he?
Her husband, Hannes, was lying on the top of the staircase near their bedroom, submerged in a pool of his own blood. She ran outside and called the authorities. Sadly, it was already too late. Hannes had received over 20 stab wounds on his body, from his arms and legs to the back of his neck, and was long dead by the time Hilder found him. Given his condition, his death was ruled a homicide, and investigators wasted no time.
Chat, people scary, bruh. Chat, people are scary, dude. Like, dude. Bro, dude, I'm telling y'all, man. Like, it's bad.
Time in looking for the killer. And while they initially suspected one of his business rivals of committing this horrific crime, it didn't take long for investigators to find Gunnar's video confession to Hilder and bring him in for questioning. Gunnar denied knowing anything about it and was eventually let go due to lack of evidence. Fortunately, not all hope was lost, because not long after that, investigators found a bloody shoe print next to Hannes' bed. Looking deeper into this print revealed that it belonged to a pair of limited edition Adidas shoes. At the time, there were only 18 of these specific shoes in all of Iceland.
Oh my goodness, Cooked! You committed a murder when there's only 18 pair of that shoe in the whole city of Iceland or whatever it is? Yeah, you're cooked. What an idiot. Bro committed a murder with one of 18 pairs of shoes that was in the whole country of Iceland.
At the time, there were only 18 of these specific shoes in all of Iceland, and Gunnar just so happened to own one of these pairs. This was enough evidence to detain him once again. This also gave investigators the authority to do a thorough search of his belongings, resulting in them finding residue of Hannes' blood on his shoes, as well as in his car. Once presented with this evidence, Gunnar confessed to the murder. He also revealed that he'd been planning it for months, and even shoplifted the items he intended to use to avoid purchase records linking back to him. And while he didn't admit to it, Hilder also suspected him of spiking her drink that night.
Probably, 100% he did. 100%.
Never passed out like that. After committing the crime, he also drove to a nearby pier and dumped items used in the crime into the sea to get rid of any evidence. It was a well thought out plan, since he was only caught because the garbage bag he used to hide his shoe prints tore open as he walked. As for his motive, it was just as everyone had expected, with him making it clear during the investigation, stating, "I loved Hilder. She was supposed to be with me. She was not supposed to be with him." Surprisingly,
Dude, this is a real thing that happened. Do you understand how many people there are on the earth?
as everyone had expected, with him making it clear during the investigation, stating, "I loved Hilder. She was supposed to be with me. She was not supposed to be with him." Surprisingly, he was found not guilty during his first trial.
Like, dude, how do you get to that point? To where it's like, this is the only person on the whole planet that I want, and I'm going to kill anybody else that gets somebody that I don't have. Buddy, you could go find, there's 8 billion people on this planet. The odds are there was another carbon copy of Hilder out there somewhere. No joke. Every person that's watching this right now, even me, there was probably almost a 1-to-1 copy of you, personality, for looks, for everything, walking around. As many people as there is. No joke. Like, actually. Just insane. Killing some, bro. I don't do. How you gonna kill? Bro, how you gonna kill somebody, bro? Dude didn't even do nothing. He just literally, man.
On March 1, 2011, by reason of insanity stemming from his messed up childhood. However, the prosecution argued that he was fully aware of.
Wait, did they let him out?
He was found not guilty during his first.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm not uploading this VOD. Yeah, I'm not uploading this VOD. I'm dead.
First trial on March 1, 2011 by reason of insanity stemming from his messed up childhood. However, the prosecution argued that he was fully aware of his actions and escalated the case.
If I was him, I'd be mad too. What? Because a girl that you liked went and got somebody else? She's not owed you, buddy. Or you're not owed the person you think you're owed. Just because you like somebody don't mean they gotta like you back. What you mean you'd be mad too? You not realize how creepy that is? What you mad about? You think just because you like somebody they gotta like you back? Hey bud, that ain't how the world works. You ain't got no right to get mad at that. Much less go kill the husband that she got with because you think she should have been with me. That's crazy, cuz.
Case to the Supreme Court of Iceland.
Well, hold up.
Prosecution 2011 by reason of insanity stemming from his messed up childhood. However, the prosecution argued that he was fully aware of his actions and escalated the case to the Supreme Court of Iceland. Gunnar was found guilty on this second trial and was sentenced to 16 years in prison.
What?
Gunnar was found guilty on this second trial and was sentenced to 16 years in prison.
16 years. 16 years. You killed somebody. What you mean he got sentenced to 16 years? What you mean 16 of them? Did you leave a zero off of that number? You killed somebody. Not only did you kill somebody, you stabbed them 20 times. And you're only getting 16 years. He gets out this year. No way!
Iceland. Gunnar was found guilty on this second trial and was sentenced to 16 years in prison. This was already lenient given the brutality of his crime, yet he ended up serving only half of that sentence as well. He was released under supervision in July 2019.
Buddy. I don't care if you go to jail and you fully rehabilitate as a person. That's not the point if you rehabilitate or not. The point is you lose your freedom in life because you killed somebody else. It doesn't matter if you kill somebody and then 10 years later, you're a completely different person and you change and you're a good person now. You still took somebody's life, cuh. It don't matter if you're normal now. You still need to serve the rest of yours in jail. I don't understand. It's not about rehabilitation. It's about, hey, you killed somebody else. Guess what? Your life's over now. How you getting let out?
Of that sentence as well. He was released under supervision in July 2019 and now works at a local warehouse.
Oh my goodness. He's been out since 2019. He's been out since 2019. Chat, I will never understand. One thing I will never understand is how someone who kills somebody or does a other unspeakable act gets anything besides like straight up death. Dude, if you kill somebody in cold blood, somebody said he's probably watching right now. Yeah, I'm cooked. Yeah, I'm cooked. But this ain't even just about, bro, there are people that do murder and worse. Dude, just kill them. I don't understand. I'm talking, and I'm not talking about a defense like you self-defended yourself or something like that. I'm talking about cold-blooded murder, right? Like you killed somebody in cold blood, you premeditated it, and all that. I don't understand why the same day you're not getting bound in handcuffs, taken to the gallows, and getting publicly hanged at the city hall. Like, even when it comes to executing people, they literally just do the lethal inject and they get to sit there and chill. There is crimes that you gotta hang some people for, bruh. That's crazy. I'm talking cold-blooded, premeditated murder or worse, and you know what I'm talking about. That's crazy. Yo, Clay with the 5, thank you. Bro got out, chat, bro got out 8 years. Chat, bro got out in 8 years. It's not the 1700s no more. So what if one of your family members was killed by somebody? Would you not want them hanged? That's the key to empathy, buddy, is relation to yourself or your family. Empathy is really quick to have if you just imagine you or your loved one in that position. And if somebody killed your loved one, you'd want them hanged. You'd want to see them swinging. You know you would. You know for 100% fact you would. Yo, Void with the 5 gifted. Appreciate you, Void with the 5 gifted. Thank you. Oh, no, chat. See, that's why them lines out, dude. Them lines, see? See, when like a lion or somebody, that's the difference between like a human and an animal. Bro, if a lion or like a gorilla or like a bear kills something, they just trying to eat. But most of the time you see a human kill somebody else, it's just most of the time it's on some evil stuff. But like them animals, they just be, yeah, animal kills somebody, they trying to eat. You know what? I'm becoming a furry. I'm an animal now. It is what it is. Well, no, not gorillas. Gorillas are vegetarians. My bad. My bad. A lion doesn't seek vengeance when one of their pride is killed. Your name is Glove from Hamburger Helper. Ain't nobody listening to you. Yo, Max with the 5 gifted. Appreciate you, Max with the 5 gifted. Thank you. Please wear a maid suit. I ain't wearing no maid suit. Yo, Max with the 5. Thank you. Chat, you know what time it is, though. What time is it? There's no newspaper. I saw somebody say Ted Bundy like a few minutes ago. They called it. No way! That was me, LOL. Cap. That was actually based on Ted Bundy. Oh, he typically consisted of convincing his target that he was in need of assistance. That is crazy. Wow. I can already tell this is completely immediately fake, fabricated right here. This specific video, not Nuke's Top 5. Nuke's Top 5, cool, I'm talking about the specific video. You know what ain't fake, though? The dadgum freshness you feel from using a Cheeky bar of soap, buddy. Use Cheeky.com and stuff.
Historic home in Memphis, Tennessee that was built in 1859.
Bubba with the fire.
The house sits across from a forensic center where actual autopsies are often performed.
Wait, run that by me again, big dog? My bad. I wasn't even listening.
Memphis, Tennessee that was built in 1859. The house sits across from a forensic center where actual autopsies are often performed. One night when Hunter is home alone, he spots someone wearing a hat just standing on his front porch. And this is when things start to get really creepy.
Ah, so I see you got your cousin to stand out on your front porch while you take a video.
What in the actual hell?
You want to know what I noticed, chat? You stomped as loud as humanly possible to give the person on the porch a signal as to when you're coming to open the door so they have time to run away. I peep all of this, man.
What in the actual hell?
The stomping!
There's literally...
Well, what I need you to do now is walk around the side and the back of your house to show us that your cousin Jacob's out there.
Now, Hunter says that he opened the door because, unfortunately, having strangers standing on his doorstep is a common problem, but it's usually easily solved.
We live in downtown Memphis, which means we're used to having a homeless population. Usually when it rains, we will have homeless people walk up on the porch, and it is sad, but we do have to ask them to leave because we're on a private property. Every time I have had to ask a homeless person to get off the porch, they've always been kind, sweet.
Wait, so you're saying it's not a ghost? Wait a minute.
Or just listen.
Wait a minute.
They're just like you and me. They're just in much rougher circumstances. I was perplexed in the video because I thought, I didn't pay attention to the light passing through the shadow. I was like, it's not raining. Why is someone on my front porch? I get that to a lot of you in your everyday lives, that's not a good call. And probably moving forward, I won't do that. But I've been in that situation multiple times and I just didn't think anything about it.
Now, Hunter has even tried to debunk his own video to figure out exactly what he could have saw at his door that night.
So what you trying to say?
Still just doesn't make sense.
The front of our house where somebody would be. For them to run, where would they have to hide? It goes straight out, juts.
It was dark outside!
Out. This way, another commercial building, it juts out. They would also have to jump down into this drop of a fence and go that way.
Hunter says that he has lived in the house for 2 years, but he has never experienced anything like this. So just who or what did he see at
It was his cousin Jacob on the front porch, man.
door? Next up, a woman is recording a video with her daughter to show off her new blue LED pool lights. But
Well,
when
ain't
she
you
reviews
just
her
fancy?
clip, she notices that she accidentally caught something that is downright creepy. Some odd translucent figure seems to eerily float around the edge of the pool, passing right through the woman's daughter.
Are you actually dead serious right now?
So are these
That's just somebody walking with a hoodie on!
figures just a trick of the light? Or did these people capture real evidence of the supernatural. A little visit. Nuke's Top 5 viewer Jose Gonzalez sent me this strange footage that was captured just outside an apartment complex in Southern California.
Chat, me and Moist gonna have to do this ghost hunting video soon, bro. We gonna have to meet halfway because neither of us like flying. Because I'm telling y'all, chat, bro, every single time we watch one of these videos, it convinces me more that ghost ain't real. Because if ghosts were real, chat, you wouldn't have to embellish the videos and add extra add on to the video. Now, say when me and Moist go do a ghost hunt video, you know, Moist, he don't believe in ghost either, right? We're just gonna be sitting in a dark room chilling in a bathtub, butt naked, rubbing each other down with some cheeky soap, lo-fi lavender flavor. And ain't a single ghost gonna come through and do nothing to us. You know why? Because they ain't there. And even if a ghost was in there, why would you want to go in the room with the two butt naked dudes taking a bath with cheeky soap? Use cheeky.com. You know what I mean? So if there was a ghost in the house, it'd be in another room or something. If they was real.
Jose says that the footage was caught by a family friend on a door cam just outside her apartment.
But they ain't.
It shows something that is truly bizarre. Some little figure that seems to be walking on two legs moves under the stairs. Then, as a woman passes by, it seems to press itself up against the wall.
Man, that's a dadgum LaBoo-Boo or whatever them little dolls are called that people have on them dadgum on them keychains.
Then the little figure quickly crawls between the steps and disappears out of sight.
Man, get out of here.
Weirdly, whatever this is almost looks like it's dressed in a tiny little robe. Now, Jose believes that the security cam caught a duende, a mischievous creature from Spanish and Latin American folklore that is said to be similar to a gnome or leprechaun. But let me know what you think this is.
It's somebody's kid or it's just edited in, and it's more likely that it's edited in.
Through the eyes of a
Or
child.
it's a rogue LaBoo-Boo with a battery in it that can walk.
A young woman named Kyla says that she once saw a ghost when she was only 3 years old.
Because you totally remember not only anything from when you were 3, but you remember seeing a ghost when you were 3. You're barely sentient at 3 years old. Talk about you remember seeing a ghost when you was 3. Bro, please. I barely remember what I did yesterday, and you mean to tell me you remember something from when you was 3 years old?
You think this is. Through the eyes of a child. A young woman named Kyla says that she once saw a ghost when she was only 3 years old. Her aunt is filming her at the table when suddenly this happens.
Look, an apple! Don't come in here.
Real footage of what? Real footage of me seeing a ghost at age 3.
Don't come in here. Okay? Stay in there. Stay in there in the library. Don't come in here. Okay? I won't let you anymore. I'm just gonna get.
Because if there is anything credible, it is a 3-year-old.
Me too.
I don't like that.
Who are you talking to?
I don't want to stop.
Huh?
I don't like that one.
Well, who?
I'm mad. I'm getting this
Popeye's
out,
wings
get this
got
out of
better.
my face.
Now spicy and mild, sauced and
Every
garlic.
time I see the little
Popeyes can
kid
make better
ghost
wings.
videos, they just make me mad, chat. No joke.
I can be better Mayfield.
Go, come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on. He just.
Okay, guys.
It's now 15 years later and Kyla is 18. She says she has very little memory of this specific incident.
So basically, me and my aunt, I was at my aunt's house, my grandma.
This would be so terrifying as a mom. Wailing in pain emoji, crying emoji.
lived down the street, and I guess my mom was at work. We were just eating potato soup, and I guess I saw something or someone on the stairs, and I was like, don't you come in here.
Okay, yeah, we got it.
After
You was 3 years old and you saw a ghost. Okay.
I don't like that.
Now we go to Wichita, Kansas, where Nukes
3 years old and you saw a ghost.
Viewer Dallas Clark says that she's worried that her home might be haunted after her Ring camera captures a very strange conversation. You see, her young son seems to be having an argument with someone.
Dude, OMG, kids can see things. Okay, you're just a rage baiter. Never mind, you're a notorious rage baiter. Get out of here.
But the problem is, he's in his room all alone.
Won't talk. You don't talk to me.
You don't ghost in your corner. My ghost went in the closet. You stay in the closet, ghost man. Mama, there's a ghost in my room. What?
You want to talk to me, ghost? Huh? You want to talk? You want to talk, ghost? You want to talk to me? I'm gonna beat you up.
You ain't gonna do nothing. You still in a diaper, kid. You gonna beat somebody up. I wish you'd try.
Go. No, ghost.
The toddler seems to be speaking to an invisible entity that he has named, quote, Ghost Man.
That's original.
The boy even goes so far as to threaten to beat up Ghost Man.
I'm gonna beat you up. 'Cause if you don't be quiet now,
The little boy even yells for the ghost to leave.
go. No, ghost.
Dallas says that her son still speaks to, quote, Ghost Man, and that she has captured other spooky disturbances.
Now, when he's about 12, 13 years old, give us an update if he still sees Ghost Man.
All around her.
Because according to everybody else, them ghosts can hang around the same place for 100 years. So nothing should change. He should still be seeing them when he's 12 or 13. So let us know.
Her home. Another family in Houston, Texas has a similar strange
bowl fell out.
experience with their 1-year-old daughter. One evening, Tiffany Matthews
Lord
notices that
have
her little
mercy,
girl
is this
looking at
baby
something
edition?
in her kitchen, and that's when things get really weird.
Y'all, I don't know who she playing with, but it's an invisible person, and they're tickling her. Stop. And I pray so much, it can't be no bad spirit in here. 'Cause I pray so much over this house.
Hey. You play with your granny?
Chat him, and he's immediately just gaslighting and saying it's his grandma. Bro, please don't. Chat, is this not normal kid behavior right here? It's not? Well, you know nothing. That wasn't a question. It was a confirmation. Jackson with the 5. Thank you. That wasn't a question. It was a touch base moment.
You play with your granny? You play with your granny?
She is really interacting. Oh my goodness.
Things from at 5 Top 5 at gmail.com. You can also tag me on TikTok at Nukes Top 5 Official. And be sure to tag me only at Nukes Top 5 Official, because there are a lot of fake accounts on there.
I'll tell y'all, chat, the baby ghost videos make me so mad. It's just, bro, I don't want to see some baby just for literally 15 straight minutes, dude. That's all it is.
Once gone wrong. In this next video, a ghost hunter named Alex is exploring a haunted house where he hears a rumbling noise coming from a nearby wardrobe.
Where is Cuh at? Bro, in Granny's house.
The mirror on the wardrobe burst outward, sending sharp shards of glass flying towards Alex, barely missing him. But there's something even weirder here.
What?
Because, did you see it?
What I see?
Some bizarre shadow figure comes flying right out of the mirror and darts across the room so fast that Alex doesn't even notice.
That's the ancient spirit of Bob Smith from 1756, who died in a coal mine accident, and ever since his spirit's been trapped in a wardrobe in an abandoned house, and it just now escaped.
He checks the inside of the wardrobe, but there's nothing there. Mark Sebastian is staying at the infamous Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado. The Stanley Hotel is said to be one of the most haunted hotels in North America.
Oh, that's where they make them Stanley Cups at.
And is most famously known as the inspiration for the Stephen King book and subsequent movie, The Shining.
Yeah.
Turns out that the hotel does live up to its spooky reputation. As Mark is filming the outside of the hotel late one night, he captures this.
Kit. So very first thing is she has a very interesting attack range. She has a 7-tile attack range, the longest attack range. So generates 1 cursed blossom on a random tile. This is like a little mushroom thingy that deals some damage, and it slows. During the skill, the hero's basic attack prioritizes igniting cursed blossoms with enemies around, dealing 270% AoE damage and inflicting slow and poison. So
download Watcher of Realms for dadgum ripoff, dadgum Timu Morgana from League of Legends.
Oh shit. I'm not kidding, I just saw someone move in that window. Look in this window, right here.
No way!
Figure seems to peek out.
There's a person in there!
One of the hotel's upper windows. But what's especially creepy is that this room is closed and locked off, inaccessible to the public.
Why? Because he said so? Yeah, okay, bud. It's closed and locked because somebody's renting it.
This is the room where I saw something. There's no one there.
Yeah, because it took you 15 minutes to get in the building. They gone now.
Even the hotel staff can't explain Mark's strange ghostly capture, as no member of the staff patrols that room.
What's that you said?
Mark's strange ghostly capture, as no member of the staff patrols that room.
Then how come the floor is vacuumed and the tables are clean and everything's in order? Somebody goes in there.
And it's not open to hotel guests.
Really creepy though.
Isn't that creepy?
I'm glad you caught that though.
Me too.
You should show the tours.
Okay, I'll show the tours downstairs. Okay. I confirmed with the staff that no one was in there. They don't do patrols inside of that room. And most certainly not at 2:30.
Yeah, they do
I want
though.
to let you know that I was on live the entire night that night. So there are at least 1,000 people who saw the events of the footage you just saw play out in real time. It's a locked whiskey bar that is only open for private events. And as soon as I saw Mr. Shadowman show his ass,
private events,
I ran up to the door of that room that is on that little patio that you can see in the video, shined a flashlight in and showed that there was no one in there.
So just who or what did Mark see?
A janitor. Matter of fact, it was me from one of them night shift horror games where I got a janitor job and I'm in here vacuuming and sweeping the floor until something creepy happens. That was me.
Let me know what you think. This next clip was sent to me by Nuke's Top 5 viewer Zach S. He says that just after midnight, he and his friend Brandon were exploring a tunnel in Shinks Ferry, Pennsylvania, that locals claim is extremely haunted.
Why are you going
As
in
the
a
guys
tunnel?
look around, something happens that chills them to their core.
Ghost orb, y'all seen that? Y'all see it again? Right there, ghost orb. Called it. Right there. Now when I unpause, it's gonna be gone. Watch. Ghost orb. I'm him.
What is that? I hear it sounds like boots, like wet boots walking over here.
Well, I heard that too, but did you hear the like low like?
Yo, that's somebody's cow in there.
I heard that too, but did you hear the like low like? It's like a male.
Yeah, that's what I was describing as a growl.
It's like a male grunting.
Same. What the?
The two guys hear what sounds like a person moving in the tunnel, which kind of freaks them out. But as they go to check it out, they hear what almost sounds like a loud wailing moan from somewhere very close by. This sends the guys screaming back to their car in absolute terror.
Same. What the?
So did Zach and Brandon hear a ghost tromping around and whooping it up? Well, you decide.
That's just somebody down there making noise wanting them to leave, bruh.
Caught on camera. Now, I don't usually feature scary photos on the channel because they're just too easy to fake. But I found these pictures especially interesting just because they're so strange and seem much harder to manipulate. Now, first up, some women were on a girls' trip to celebrate one of the women's birthdays. There were no husbands or boyfriends and no children in attendance.
Well, that's good considering the start of this video. I'm glad to hear that.
One of the women snapped a live photo on her iPhone and captured this.
See, I'm going to try to find it before I already see it. We have an not only edited in fake picture of a ghost boy, but a AI generated edited in fake picture of a ghost boy over here.
Absolutely colorless appears over the women's shoulders. Now, if you don't know, an iPhone live photo captures a few frames before the photo and a few frames after. And if you look closely, this little pale gray boy actually seems to be moving.
No, that's the kid from the kids from the Sandlot after their treehouse got blown up. When they was all covered in that dust.
The women say that they have no idea who this boy could be, as there were absolutely no children around anywhere. Next up, a young woman named Tegan is taking a picture with her boyfriend. But later when she prints the photo out, she notices something very odd in the background.
I don't see nothing.
A very tall, thin man with indistinct features and hollow eyes can be seen watching them. The couple claims that the strange man with seemingly extra long limbs was not there when they took the picture.
Slender Man high school photo.
Destination unknown.
I mean, there's really no debunk needed for that one. It's just obviously edited picture.
Now, this story is about a different kind of scare. One that you might not take seriously, but maybe you should. Back in 2003, the movie Final Destination 2 was released, and it featured this classic horror scene involving a log truck.
Scarred me for life, this did. This scarred a whole generation of people for life. To this day, when I'm behind a dadgum log truck, I'm scared one of them logs is gonna fly out and decapitate me, bruh. To this day.
Now, this movie scene became so iconic that when the new Final Destination movie was released earlier this year, the movie studio actually put ads on log trucks.
That's the coolest thing I've ever seen. That's the best promo I've ever seen. I could promo Cheeky like that with a big truck. I get a big giant big truck with a trailer behind it. I just get multiple screenshots of everybody from my chat and say, you don't want to wind up like them? Use Cheeky. And it's just like pointing at y'all. Yo, that would actually go hard for real.
Now, the Final Destination 2 log truck scene pretty much influenced the driving habits of a whole generation.
Facts! That's what I said!
And this is what Final Destination did to the millennials. Look.
Nobody's behind that truck. Not one car in the lane.
You.
But some people didn't see Final Destination 2. Or maybe they just
Wait,
didn't
did this
take it
actually
seriously.
happen?
This guy has never watched Final Destination 2 because why are we following this jam?
Tori, every single millennial is terrified, and you have, oh my gosh, we're cruising behind the lumber truck.
They have to strap those down.
Oh, I bet they said that in the movie too.
But here's what makes the Final Destination log truck scene especially creepy. Because sometimes it actually happens.
Arriving behind the Final Destination truck.
See, you just doing too much now. You went around looking for a log truck. You got the wrong version. This one's horizontal, not vertical. They're laying crossways. You wanted this video so bad, you just filmed the first log truck you saw. You didn't wait to find one that actually matched the movie. You just had to film this one because you was tired of driving around looking for a video. So you just said, you know what, we're just going to do this one.
For some reason, they're gonna lose it. Swear to God, they're gonna lose the log. Happening! It's happening! It's happening! Oh my God, I have my camera out. Oh my God!
And if you're saying, yeah, well, that's not like the movie, the log just fell off the side, even though the driver weirdly just kept going. But no, as I said before, this has actually happened.
Crazy, boy.
So, is it scary or just a public service message? Either way, just do not drive behind a log truck. Thank you. The devil down below.
The what?
A guy named Kyle Anthony says that lately he has been hearing strange sounds around his house. Oddly enough, he says that the sounds are coming from beneath his house, in the house's crawl space. He sets up a camera down there to see what's going on. What he captures makes his blood run cold.
I just saw the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Yo, the Mac with the 10, thank you.
Blood run cold.
I just saw the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. Watch this.
Man. What? Oh, you got somebody living in your basement, bro.
Kyle's camera captures what looks like a person or something
Nah,
hiding in a
see,
tiny
now that's creepy for
crawl
real.
space underneath his house. Thinking it might be some strange person actually living underneath his home, he goes into his house's crawl space to check it out.
I can't sleep.
Oh, Lord. CaseOh fan with the 5, thank you.
There's a security camera. I don't know what I saw. I'm not seeing anything. I don't know what this tarp is. Whether or not there's anything underneath it. I don't see anything. I don't see any signs of life. I don't see any signs of afterlife. I'm gonna get the heck out of here.
Kyle investigates and even crawls his way into the space underneath his house. But there's just no one there. So what do you think this is?
Now that I think about it, it could have been set up and he just went down there with a mask on and made it look scary and then made the whole story after, like somebody was down there.
Let me know.
GTA? They made a new GTA trailer? Oh.
Sensing something bad. A guy named Nick takes care of his elderly grandmother who has dementia.
CaseOh fan with the TNW.
One night while his
CaseOh
grandmother is having an episode, weird things start to happen around their house.
Nerd. Look at this nerd. What you watching? You gonna let that dog growl at your grandma like that? Bro, that's a dadgum Roomba! Henry Hotline with the 5. Dude, I don't know, bro. If I had something like that, I'd probably have to leave the house, bro. I'm not gonna lie. This would scare me so bad. Not the Roomba. Like this would, if I woke up and it was like 3 a.m. and I seen this, I think I'd have to leave, bro. I'd be so scared. Why are we just filming a Roomba?
Nick's grandmother's dog starts to growl toward the kitchen for no reason. Then the roaming Roomba seems to randomly start and stop, as if it's sensing something right in front of it. But there's nothing there. And finally, something falls from the top of the fridge. Now, as for the randomly stopping Roomba, Nick later shows that the little Roomba is functioning normally, and usually only does this when it is about to collide with something, like a person standing in front of it.
Can you try to step in front of that? So it just does that.
Well, I don't know what else it would do. There's quite literally nothing else it could do.
Move away. So that comment says that the Roomba doesn't do that unless someone's in front of it.
And so in the video, we also see something fall. Well, Nick also explains this, and it's a little creepy.
One of my grandma's little angels fell off the fridge last night. My grandma loves to collect little figurines.
Oh, you see them Maruchans?
Last night. My grandma.
You thought you was gonna hide them things from me. Look at that. That's beef too, ain't it? Yeah, you base for
See
that.
how far back they are.
Yeah, you base for that, for real.
I mean, the significance of an angel falling and not legitimately anything else she has.
Nick says that now both of his...
No way that was shrimp. Nobody gets shrimp flavor.
Grandmother's dogs.
Dude, I've said this before, I'm gonna say it again. If you get shrimp flavored ramen noodles, you might as well just boil the noodles and don't put the sauce packet in it. Because shrimp legitimately has no flavor. You might as well just eat it with the water.
Absolutely petrified of the kitchen. He says that both dogs sit and stare at the kitchen every night and often just refuse to enter that room.
I was watching my show, and there's nothing there.
But then things get even creepier, because one night, the Roomba at Nick's grandmother's house again just starts to act
Okay, I was about to get scared. I thought it said the Roomba died for a minute. I'm like, no.
strange.
Sierra with the 5, thank you.
Whoa.
Yo, can you stop? Bro, there ain't nobody there.
Whoa.
Bro, turn the light on, man. Bro's watching Star Wars. What a nerd. That was 10 minutes ago. You need to refresh. Is it attacking them?
Yo.
Yeah! It's trying to eat them, bruh! Dude, y'all, chat, dude, have y'all ever, do y'all have those, if you have a pool, do you have that pool robot that you throw in there and it like cleans the pool and everything? It drives around and it cleans the pool. Bro, I got one of the things, if you're in the pool swimming and you talk crazy about him, he actually comes after you, bro, no joke. Dude, there's gotta be like a little dude in there driving that thing, because if you start talking crazy about him or something, like my buddy will get in the pool or something, he'll call it stupid or something, dadgum robot start chasing him, start eating him.
Oh, that's cool.
Happy birthday, Sierra, thank you. Bro, it actually wants to eat him. Eat him! Eat him! Eat him! Let it take you. It's done now. This is going to happen for the rest of your life. It's going to chase you forever. You might as well get it over with. Let it eat you. Nah, man, let it take you. Remote? Yeah, somebody's controlling it.
Jesus!
Now, the Roomba following Nick around and crashing down the stairs is odd enough, because, well, they're just not supposed to do that. But the Roomba flipping over on its own has absolutely
Bro
no
got airbags
explanation.
on it.
Nick says that his grandmother found the Roomba in
That's
the living room and placed it back in the kitchen. He says that since this, the Roomba has just not moved again.
Bro, that is
having
hilarious.
full charge. But he does say that his grandma's 2 dogs are...
Please debunk. Buddy, somebody had a remote and was driving it at him. This one was so obvious, I didn't think anybody would need an explanation.
Still scared of the device and often just stare at it. End of the road.
No!
John Rossi is an independent truck driver in Southeast Asia. He regularly posts his experiences and adventures as he drives his truck across the countryside of Indonesia. Late one night, Sam is driving his truck along a long, lonely stretch of road that locals claim is haunted by a dark spirit.
No.
Just after he crosses a bridge in the middle of nowhere, his truck suddenly breaks down.
Ya bener sampean, Apa jenenge? Tibae ya, tibae Mesinku sing keder. Oh, wis tak servis ya, Lur ya. Oh, hawa nih.
Sam can't understand what's wrong because he says that he's just recently had the truck checked and serviced.
That truck clean, though. You see that?
Sam can't understand what's wrong because he says that he's just recently.
Look how clean that truck is. That dadgum truck got underglow on it.
Had the truck checked and serviced. And this is when things take a terrifying turn.
Aku saiki ngomong yo, mambune moro-moro mambune gak enak lur. Mambu melati campur amis.
Wild animal done took a dump.
Sapa? Si ambu amis lur yo. Ayo. Sapa?
That truck.
Hey, tuh, sapa iki? Hey, welut. Welut. Muncul. Huh?
Sam smells something horrible and peers under his truck, only to see someone's bare feet that seem to be floating just above the pavement on the other side. But when he checks, there's no one there. After this spooky encounter and with his truck stalled on the road, Sam decides to get out of there and go find some help.
Dustin Destroyer.
Scurry videos. Now these are videos that...
I don't even know what. Chat, here's the thing. At this point, you can't even call it debunking scary videos no more. Because they just debunk themselves at this point.